I told you the Tokyo you'd been living in this whole time was a lie, would you believe me?
So word on the street is a bunch of monsters have been seen hanging around this tunnel.
The blasphemous might of the Nahobino.
In January 2017, Atlus surprised the world at the Nintendo Switch announcement event with the reveal of Shin Megami Tensei 5. What followed after was complete silence until 2020, when the curtain was finally open. Anticipation for the project has been at a fever pitch ever since the 2021 release reveal. With almost a 5-year wait from announcement to release, does Shin Megami Tensei 5 live up to the hype that's followed it, and is it a good entry point for newcomers into the series? I'd like to thank Atlus West for the review code, and for this magnificent opportunity to talk about their biggest game of 2021.
Hey, you heading back alone?
The story of SMT5 starts off fairly simple enough, but gets intriguing very quickly. You control a high school student in modern-day Tokyo. You hear rumors of demons starting to appear in your world and are drawn to investigate this phenomenon. As you investigate a tunnel with some fellow classmates, an earthquake suddenly takes place. You fall unconscious, and when you awaken, you find yourself in an alternate apocalyptic version of Tokyo named Dot. This is eerily similar to the premise of Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne's story, where you awaken as a demi-fiend in an apocalyptic Tokyo. As you're about to get attacked by demons, a mysterious being named Aogami fuses with you to create the Nahobino. As the Nahobino, it's up to you to explore Dot and find answers to what happened to your version of Tokyo and fight demons with your newfound powers. Now, this is a very condensed down explanation of the story. I don't want to spoil too much of it, as it's best to experience the story as blind as possible. Just know that the story is absolutely top notch and is one of the strongest aspects of this game. Like its predecessors, SMT5 is a turn-based JRPG. As the protagonist, you navigate Dot, talking to various characters that help guide you on your journey. While navigating the world map, you go to key locations to progress the story and fight demons. Where SMT5 truly shines in its gameplay, however, is its combat. Dubbed as a press-turn battle system, the number of turns your team has is represented by symbols on the top right-hand side of the screen. As you use attacks or skills, the symbols start to disappear, indicating that your turns are over and it's time for the opposing team to act. You can land critical hits or hit an enemy's weakness. If you do that, the symbol can start glowing, indicated that you have earned another half turn. However, if an enemy blocks your attack and is strong against an element, the rest of your turns can potentially disappear, leaving your team vulnerable to an assault. The press turn battle system is as addictive as ever and can take some time to understand as a newcomer. However, it's one of the most satisfying combat systems I've ever played, and Atlus have become masters of its execution. As you explore the world of Dot, you'll come into contact with different demons that you can fight and recruit to your party. With these demons, you can fuse them to create even more powerful demons in the World of Shadows. Once called the Cathedral of Shadows, the World of Shadows comes with some new additions not found in prior SMT games. For one, as you play the game, you can obtain a demon's essence. This essence contains the demon skills and affinities. In the World of Shadows, you can perform an essence fusion that will allow you to take the corresponding demon skill and or affinities and apply them to your character or to your other demons. This new essence system is a fantastic addition to the game, and it's my personal favorite new game mechanic. Some might say it makes the game easier, but this game is far from easy already. There's also a new mechanic in the World of Shadows called miracles. These miracles can be attained as you traverse Dot and obtain glory. These glory points can be exchanged for miracles that allow certain advantages to your character or demons, such as extra skill slots, extra experience for non-active party members, allowing more demon slots, and so on. Gameplay in SMT5 is fast and addictive, but is also challenging. The game makes you learn its different mechanics and apply them. If you're not willing to learn how to play the game effectively, you're not going to have a good time with it. However, there are different difficulty options. I played on normal difficulty, which is the perfect combination of challenging gameplay, but is also very fair to your skill level. There is also a casual mode for those wanting to have an easier time with the combat in the game. However, I do not recommend playing this difficulty, as the SMT franchise is known for its challenging gameplay, and you would be missing out on a big portion of what makes Shin Megami Tensei what it is. There is also a hard mode if you really want a big challenge and are really experienced in turn-based combat games. Now let me talk about the performance of the game. SMT5 runs at 30 FPS with occasional dips. For the most part, the game runs extremely well on the Switch's hardware. However, you can see that there were indeed some compromises made to ensure the game runs as well as it does. For example, character models can be blurry at times, especially in handheld mode. In handheld mode, the faces of the demons look like a mess. You can definitely tell the game doesn't run at a full 720p when it's not docked. Of course, there are texture pop-ins as you're traversing the world, which is to be expected. However, there is one little aspect of the game that can become distracting at times. If you look at the demons in the distance of the world, the frame rate of their animations gets worse and worse the further they are from the screen. We're talking 10 to 15 FPS for demons far in the distance. At first, it's not too obvious since the world of Dot is beautiful and you really want to explore it, but it's very prevalent in the high school as well as denser sections of the game. However, don't let these tiny negatives give you the wrong impression. Everything else about SMT5's gameplay is flawless, and it's the Switch's hardware that holds it back from performing at its full potential.
Well, it's about Sahori. I mean, Sahori Itsukishima from school. She's my friend. Probably the best friend I have.
Let me get this out of the way first. The soundtrack to SMT5 is amazing. Composers Ryoto Kazuka and Toshiki Konishi both returned to conduct the soundtrack of the game and completely hit it out of the park. The loud distorted guitars during the battle themes make me feel like I'm going to war and gets me pumped every single time. The level up screen goes harder than any beat on any other level up screen that's come before. Just listen to this. They also nail the more emotional beats of SMT5's story. The soundtrack truly makes you feel more immersed into the world of Dot. One other thing that I wanted to mention about the music as well is a smaller detail, but something that gets me every single time. When you're about to engage in battle, the music for the normal battle will start off minimal. It's low and gives you a sense of unease. As soon as you make the first move, the rust of the guitar and drums just completely hits you. Like I said, it feels like you're going into war, and the music perfectly suits the game. Not convinced? Check this out. I couldn't talk about the sounds of the game without mentioning the English dub as well. Atlus has gone a little bit of a different route this time for its cast, hiring people from outside their usual comfort zones. Standouts include Stuart Allen as Ichiro Dazai, Laura Post as Nuwa, and Mark Whitten as Yuzuru Atsuta. However, my favorite performance of the game comes from Janine Teredo as Tao Isinokami. She plays her role extremely well and matches Tao's personality perfectly. All in all, the English dub is spectacular and makes the game even more special. While Shin Megami Tensei 5 can look beautiful at times, it can have a number of not so good looking features. Let's start with the negatives, which aren't very many. The party menu on the right hand side of the screen stays with you the entire time you traverse Dot or when you walk around your version of Tokyo. While the portraits look great, this can be a nuisance at times, especially as you're trying to take in the scenery. There is an option to turn this off in the settings, however I wish Atlus would have just gone for a more minimal effect for this UI. As I stated before as well, the game can struggle visually at times, going sub 720p undocked with blurry character details and pop-in. However, that's about where my complaints in the presentation department end. The menus in SMT5 are sharp and user-friendly. Atlus took the UI from their earlier game, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and improved it even further and implemented it into this game. The result is the most sharp-looking Shin Megami Tensei game we've ever gotten. The world of Dot is beautiful, with highly detailed textures, the demons look brilliant in HD and docked mode, and if you can overlook some minor technical hiccups, I think we can agree that this is one of the best-looking Nintendo Switch games ever created. So this brings the question, is Shin Megami Tensei 5 worth the 5-year-long wait and worth your money? Absolutely. It's a complete no-brainer. The game is beautiful, the battle mechanics are flawless, and the story and characters are strong as well. This is the game that Megaton fans have been waiting for, and is also the perfect entry point into the series for newcomers. Shin Megami Tensei 5 is the best JRPG of 2021 and the best JRPG on Nintendo Switch. It's also probably my favorite JRPG of all time. I've had such a fun time playing this game. Do yourself a favor, go out and buy this game, no matter if you're new to JRPGs or extremely experienced in them. You will have a great time with it. It's truly a game for the ages, and I cannot wait to see the bright future that SMT5 has created for the Shin Megami Tensei franchise in general. And that about does it for my review of SMT5, guys. Thank you so much for watching this. I want to thank Atlas again for the review code. It means a lot to me that I was able to review this game for them, their biggest game of 2021. I want to know what you guys are going to do about SMT5. Are you getting it day one? Are you going to wait? I want to hear your thoughts, and if you've played the game already, let me know what you think about the game in general down in the comments, and leave a like on the video as well, and subscribe if you haven't for more Atlas content. I'll see you guys in the next one. King out.